We often get very discouraged when we put in the work for something, yet we don't see the results instantly. Well, today that's why I felt the need to discuss why I think it's important to celebrate small wins along the way. And usually it's because the bigger our goals are and the more ambitious they are, the more suffering and patience that's needed to reach the goals. And so that's when we don't get the instant gratification of the instant feedback loop of being like, oh, I put in the work, I put in 100%, and now I'm getting 100% out of it. I don't think that's how it works for a lot of the times. And I was reflecting back on my week, although there are a lot of ups and downs, just like every single week emotionally, I still had a relatively positive week. And I started the week by writing down on my whiteboard these words. It basically just says something like focus on the input, not the outputs. And also just put in the work, just upload your videos. And so that's what I did. Almost every single day, I uploaded at least one video. And I just put in the work to make these outreaches, to start initiating these like projects that I wanted to take on. And although a lot of those are still ongoing along the process, I realized that just the fact that I put in the work made me feel a lot more peaceful, a lot more satisfied than when I was purely trying to chase the results. And I know that something like YouTube results don't come right away. It might take months or years before they come, as I always say. But putting in the work is a choice. It's a conscious choice that you're making, and it's a commitment to yourself. So, a lot of the times, I think what we do in our lives directly impact how much we respect ourselves and how much credit we give ourselves for the good or the bad things that happen. And the more discipline you have in your life, such as going to the gym, sleeping on time, eating healthy, the more you're able to just grant yourself that respect. I was also thinking about this other question the other day, which is self respect granted or is self respect earned? And I think in my case, because it sounds so bad, but it does work for me in my life, self hatred pushes me forward a lot. And that means that I want to get very dissatisfied with myself. And when I stay in that same zone for a prolonged period of time, that's when I get pissed at myself. And that's when I actually snap out of it and be like, okay, Alana, this is what you need to do to get yourself out of this situation right now because I couldn't take it anymore. And that was a big sneeze. So, on a personal level, I need to earn my self respect. The inputs, focusing on them really enables me to keep myself on track because if I get discouraged so often, then it's honestly really hard to continue on with that mentality in anything that requires a long-term investment, such as content creation, such as startups, such as long-term investing. All these things require so much patience and so much time before you can see any results. But when you're compounding the skill set and when you're compounding your daily actions, it gets to a point where like the reward gets super, super worth it. And you cannot, I'm sorry, and you cannot even imagine how far you can go just with taking these actionable steps every day. The worst mistake that we can make is to stop along the way. And this is also something that Alex Hormosia said when he came to speak to our school virtually. He said that you're only out of the game when you stop doing something, when you completely just pause and you never resume. So a lot of the times, even if you take a break of 2 weeks, of 3 weeks, as long as you're getting back on track, and as long as like you're trying to encourage yourself with these smaller rewards, mental gratifications along the way, it does help you go a long way and it does maintain that consistency for you in the long term. I'm not sure if everything I'm saying right now is making sense, but it does in my brain. So that's that. And generally speaking, I'm learning to start giving myself more credits, not for like the results that I'm seeing from the numbers, from the money I earn, but from putting in the work consistently every single day, every single week with the consistent intention of making something happen. And I know that the results will come sooner or later, but this is why I think that we need to celebrate ourselves a little more often than not. It's also because I was able to see the difference between beating myself up on the things that I still need to do more and I still haven't done versus really focusing on the process, focusing on sitting my ass down in front of my computer and sending these emails, or focusing on timing myself and submitting this assignment. Whatever that is to you, I encourage you to give yourself a pat on the back for something that you've done well today. And I'll see you guys in the next video.